Hello everybody, it's Stefan here, and welcome back to this week's RuneScape patch notes. This week is not as content heavy as the last week, but we do have a lot of very important information, especially when it comes to Amazon Prime, so let's get started. So later today, which will be on the Tuesday, because this video is going to be uploaded pretty much on Tuesday morning, there's going to be some game time from 9 game time to 11, so be prepared for that. During this time, old school RuneScape and RuneScape will be down. Jagex will likely let us know on their Twitter page, and that's normally where they announce everything, but they'll let us know if anything changes otherwise. This next piece of news is actually really big, at least for me. You know, I've actually used the Twitch Prime promotions that RuneScape had a lot, especially to get membership on my Iron Man in the past. So it's really sad to see this, but I'm sure it's probably for a really good reason or business reason. But essentially, all the Twitch Prime loot that we were getting for these last couple of years is going to be no more. And by no more, I just simply mean that Jagex is no longer going to be running those promotions, at least for the foreseeable future. And personally, I've seen a lot of good things come out of this. You know, I've gotten a lot of Umbral chests, even like bonus XP bombs and stuff like that from it. But, you know, from a business standpoint, there probably has to be a really good reason for this. Now that I swear, man, everything in this patch notes video is probably gonna be really sad because, you know, especially in this next one, but Jagex is actually shutting down the forums. And I understand why. You know, even myself recently, I just found out that the forums that you couldn't post on them this month, right? Because I was trying to find a clan. And normally, you know, back in the day, back when I played RuneScape, if you wanted to find a clan, you look on the forums and you see who was bumping stuff and whatever else. But Jagex has actually, I think last year, they stopped people from being able to post on the forums and actually directed you to their official Discord to look for clans. So the forums at that point became read-only, but now it looks like they're actually shutting down the forums entirely. So any posts that you have on there, Jagex essentially is telling you to go ahead and save your post now, because after March 28th, they're going to be gone. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one. I think this one might be a hot take to a couple people, but I'm glad that they gave us an alternative to use like Discord, you know? So it's not like they didn't really give us something else to use. So I think that we can all get by with this. Turning our attention to happier news, Jagex is doing a little event for us. It looks like maybe it's a Twitch stream. They're giving us maybe some details on the 13th, and looks like it's pertaining to Easter, so I'm guessing maybe it's something about the new Easter event, and they're probably going to do what they do every year, which is like that Guffix thing with the eggs. So I'm looking forward to that in my Iron Man. Yeah. Following that, we have some MTX news, or essentially microtransaction news. We got some new overrides coming this way. If you're into, you know, doing treasure hunter, we have a green Death Swiftness, we have a blue Hurricane, and then the blue Sunshine is coming back. And we have Berserk and Fungal Tendrils and Assault. All these things are based off of the God Wars Dungeon 3 that recently came out. I'm always a big fan when Jagex adds an ability overrides and things like that, because it actually makes things look kind of really cool. But you know, I'm always broke as hell in games, so I can't really afford any of these things, but it's always nice to see other people use them. Now that all the headlines are out of the way, now we can get into the actual patch notes and hotfixes that they brought out this week. So since this is my first time doing this, I'm going to read it and then I'm going to give a little bit of input on it, as you know, that's what makes sense to me. Damage numbers for a manifestation of Eridor's corruption shot have been corrected. I'm assuming that's related to when you go into the realm at Solak. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming maybe he's going to do a little bit more damage, but don't know. Fixed an issue that made auto attack and special attacks in legacy combat mode more powerful than intended. So I did notice that when I did legacy mode recently, it did feel a lot or really strong, but unfortunately I didn't really get to try it out at a lot of places, but now I'm really regretting that. Fixed an issue that allowed the instability special attack to be cast with no cooldown if you swap to the lunar spellbook before activating the special. I'm really trying to find out who was doing all this, because I know you were doing a lot of damage. I'll be honest with you. Fix an issue that meant players that died before Thought Smashing buffs started were unable to reclaim any items held by death. Okay, that's a nice one for anybody who got affected by that. And fixed an issue that allowed some players to start Mandriff Slayer challenge before reaching 101 Slayer. General overview of the combat updates. I'm not going to read every single one of these. Essentially, they fixed a whole bunch of animations and also adjusted some things that were broken, such as the Dragon Scimitar spec. Corruption Blast also spreads correctly when fighting certain Slayer monsters. I can't really say much to that because I haven't really done a lot of Slayer post 120, but I guess it was an issue that's not fixed. So for the graphical update section, the lighting brightness has been adjusted in Prif. And personally, I've always thought Prif was like bright, super bright, but now it actually looks like it's normal now. So if you also thought that as well, let me know. And yeah, Prif is now not bright anymore. And Jagex is continuing to clean up the quest requirement list, essentially making quest requirements less or lowering them due to their requirements also being lower or essentially even being removed in certain cases. For example, they lowered the Wild Gothic Sleep defense requirement to defense level 40 since it no longer requires King Ransom, which required 65 defense at the time. So yeah, that's just an example. I'm really in for these kind of things because it definitely shows that Jagex is, caring. So for the general news, Max has finally reclaimed his Max cape. I'm really excited about that because I've been around when Max was here, so it's really nice to see that they finally got around to that. So other things as well is apparently during the Zamrock Lord of Chaos boss fight, there was an issue that prevented pads from being charged. They've also rebalanced the mini bosses and the Desert Slayer dungeon mini quest. This next one I think is really nice. During the Rise of the Six boss fight, they have disabled the camera shake, and essentially it now takes into account the setting that you have on your actual account for the camera shake. So that's really nice because I was honestly getting tired of doing that boss fight just because of that. And the final thing that I think personally is important here is the fact that they fixed an issue that was causing Tears of Gothics to give you experience in the wrong skill, and Tears of Gothics normally gives you the experience in your lowest skill. So I'm glad to know that this is working correctly now. My favorite part of the patch notes is the community section where they show you like different art and stuff by the different community members, and you can see here this guy by the name of Legend Arts. He has the different, I think they're considered the gods in RuneScape, right? You have Sarah, forgot the name of that one. I know that one is Jazz. This one is probably the oh my god, I forgot what the guy's name is, the Zeros, and then the last one is Saren, right? But yeah, these are really nice. I might actually steal a couple of these to make them in my wallpaper, so thank you. And then we have Mo Hoenns assigning his own map of the RuneScape world. That looks really nice, actually. I'm probably going to take all these and just make them my background on my computer because that's what I do. So yeah, that's pretty much it for RuneScape news this week. If you guys did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'm looking forward to making another one next week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!